Another live chat video. This is a new thing that I'm trying to set up. Live videos are just a lot easier to do than sort of pre-recorded things. And the subject of today's video is the future of Microsoft and the Xbox platform. So before I start that, we are now a day after Boxing Day. So I hope everybody had a good Christmas and got some nice game and goodies. I did, and there'll be some. Well, I'll be talking about that in a different video. But today's video is about Microsoft and the Xbox platform, and in the news. And I've picked this up from various different sites and sort of forums, etc. So if I'm not fully up to speed or I haven't got my facts quite straight, then please drop a comment and let me know. But it does seem as if Microsoft are in trouble with their Xbox platform, and it's not a new thing. It's been something that's been sort of bandied around for a while. The Game Pass that they do, like the Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, has been, well, not making enough money, I think. I did read about a year ago they needed far more subscribers than they've got at the time, and the future of that was in the balance. And then we bring that forward to this gen of consoles, which I think is the 9th gen. So you've got the Xbox Series X and the Series S, alongside, well, the PlayStation 5. And when they were sort of launched a few years ago, we were still sort of in pandemic. The prices of silicon and getting hold of chips, etc., was very expensive, which made buying these consoles and getting hold of them very difficult. So they both seem to start off for a slow start, and we're round about halfway through their life cycle of about 6 to 7 years. I think we're about 3 years into the Series X and PS5 life. And as far as I was aware, the PlayStation wasn't doing very well. The Xbox wasn't doing too badly. But looking at sort of latest sales figures and sort of projections, it appears it's the other way around. So the PlayStation 5 is doing massively well. It's had something like a 500% increase in profits. And it's the Xbox that seems to be struggling. Sales are down quarter on quarter or year on year, and it really does seem to be that Microsoft are the ones that are having issues, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think some of the problem with, I mean, even PS5 sales, I mean, they may be great, but I don't think they're where they should be in comparisons to something like the PS3, PS4. And maybe that some of that is because, well, with the PS5 especially, there were very, well, even now games are still coming out for the PS4 and the PS5. We do have some PS5 exclusives, but that took a very long while to come along. And the same with the Xbox. I think they guaranteed at least a year after the release of the Series X that all games would run on both the Series X and the Xbox One, which it puts all but the diehard fans off. I mean, if you've got a console that will run all your games and all the new games for the next year, then why would you rush out and buy the latest console just for some slightly enhanced graphics or a little bit better loading screen or loading times? And I think that has helped. Nope. I think that has hurt this generation of consoles. And the other thing is, we are getting to the point where what's new that can be pushed into a console that we haven't really seen before? Faster loading times and slightly improved graphics. That's not what every gamer is about. I mean, I'm a big fan of older gaming, so therefore graphics are not my priority. It's gameplay, it's the style of game, it's the longevity of playing that. And so if the graphics are a little bit off or a little bit janky, then that really doesn't matter. That's not to say I'm not impressed with some of the consoles and some of the new systems. I was looking at Mortal Kombat 1 on the Xbox Series X, and it is absolutely stunning. But it's Mortal Kombat. I would get the same enjoyment from playing the Super Nintendo version, or it's about gameplay, and I think that's where a lot of this new generation of consoles are going to struggle, because once you get past that wow graphics, it's just a console. Well, that's my take on that little bit of it, but it seems as if Sony are doing quite well. So why are Microsoft struggling? What is the future of the Xbox? I mean, we've already read that they're thinking of, well, there's loads of things that seem to be coming out along with the Microsoft, that we might see a mid-gen bump for the Xbox. There was talk of the like a round version of the Series X, a discless one, which they were calling the trash can. I think that's been squashed. Then there's rumours that they're just going to bring the next gen of Xbox forward. So basically, anyone that's got a Series SX will get shat on a little bit. And then if we're talking about the Series S, there's rumours and there's lots of people that think that the progress of the Series X has been hampered by the fact that it's got to, or games to have to run on the lower Series S. But really, I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen to Microsoft. I know about a year or so ago they were talking about this dedicated cloud streaming and going that way instead, so almost like a Game Pass device, where you just streamed games from them, maybe not even on a console, maybe just on a beefy controller that you didn't buy games for physically. Everything was streamed, and you wouldn't rely on a big sort of tower of hardware. But Microsoft, I don't really know. They came in the sort of Sega Sony era, created a massive storm. The original Xbox was fantastic. The 360 did very well. I think the Xbox One did quite well, but we are now seeing that the Series X platform as a whole has had a massive decline, massive slowdown, and the bigwigs at Microsoft are worried. What are they going to do? Drop the price of the Series X? Would that do it? Can't really do that, because then that brings it in line with the Series S. Really, what is the point of the Series S if they just made one Series X at a lower price? Why run two together? I don't really understand that. And anyone that I've spoken to says that, well, the Series S is a good console, but it's a bit pointless. Well, it's not much of an improvement over the one. And if you're going for a generation jump, you need a big jump. So the X made sense. It's a new system. It's capable of 4K, 120 frames per second. What's the point of the S? It's discless as well. That really throws me. So who knows what 2024 is going to see for Microsoft and the Xbox brand. I'm quite intrigued myself, because I'm one of these people that floats from system to system. Big Sega fan, big Nintendo fan. I've always been a bit of a PlayStation fan, but I do like the Xbox line. I mean, the original Xbox is one of my favourite consoles. So it would be a shame to see Microsoft dip out of the console market. Were even rumours that they would just stop consoles altogether and focus on their game side of things. I know there's been some big takeovers for Microsoft. I think it's the Activision Blizzard thing. Might have got that wrong. But who knows where Microsoft is going to land. And even rumours that because of the struggling market of the game at the minute, that Sega might even sort of come back, jump in, bring a new console, and knock someone out of the market. I don't think that's going to happen, although that would be quite nice as a big Sega fan. So let me know what you think. Where is Microsoft's head at? What do they need to do to pull it round and bring some sales back into their market? Try and knock Sony off their perch. I'm not saying it's a perch, it's a little perch, and with Microsoft down here a little bit. Could we see the whole Xbox brand fold and as a console? I mean, what are we now in? I think the original Xbox was out in 2000, 2001. So we've had 23 years of Microsoft building this brand, and it's a fantastic platform. It's definitely... You got Nintendo, keep them out of the water. They are completely separate. But if you go back to sort of like the 90s consoles wars, excuse me, there was definite bonuses to having one system or the other. You're either a Nintendo fan or a Sega fan because you liked Mario or you liked Sonic. That's not so much these days. Everything is so cross-platform with a few exclusives. So you've got things like Little Big Planet on the PlayStation, Halo on the Xbox. But there is really only a handful of sort of exclusive franchises. Everybody wants to be on everybody else's platform. We've got the rumours that Microsoft might be looking at buying Nintendo. That's not going to happen. I don't think Nintendo would let it happen. I mean, Nintendo at the minute are bigger than Microsoft, with a 6-year-old underpowered console outselling this massive thing from Microsoft. So that's not going to happen. The other option that they were looking at, or rumoured to be looking at, is to bring Game Pass to the Switch, which would be amazing, or some kind of game streaming service. So the future of Microsoft, I'm not really sure. They need to do something to pull themselves out of the water. At least the last 2 years I've heard numerous news stories and rumours that they're struggling with this and sales are down and Game Pass is not doing what it should be doing, and then they have these big arguments with big companies. So that's about it. I really don't have any answers for it. The downside of this whole thing would be that Microsoft would disappear, the Xbox brand would be killed off, and the upside is that they turn it around and really start making it a go of it. But how they're going to do that, I don't know. I don't think the idea of bringing a new 10th gen console out just 3 years after the Series X would be a good idea. Or perhaps they are thinking along the lines of, well, the Series S has harmed our progress, so this new console would just be a bump, a rebadged Series X that is not reliant or not needing to keep things low down, so it can run on the, like a low system like the Series S. Don't know. So just a bit of a live ramble from me. Let's see what happens over the next few months with the Microsoft brand. Maybe they'll pull it around in terms of sales, but they do seem to have been struggling for quite some time. Hope you like this live stream. There's going to be more of these in the future because they are just so much easier to put out. Link, like, drop a comment once this has gone non-live. Enjoy.